This video is on common issues faced by taxpayers while filing income tax returns and their resolutions. For the sake of understanding, we can divide the issues into two categories: issues faced during filing income tax return and the general issues. While filing income tax returns, the taxpayers might face an issue that the pre-filled profile details in income tax return are not correct, or maybe how to opt in for the new tax regime or how to opt out of the new tax regime. There could be another issue that the income details pre-filled are not matching with Form 26AS or Form 16. Another issue could be that your self-assessment tax that you have paid is not reflecting in the pre-filled TDS details. We shall be addressing these issues in this video. Along with that, we shall also be talking about general issues like how to respond to a prima facie adjustment notice, how to raise condonation requests in case you've missed the deadline for e-verification of 30 days or 120 days as the case may be, what is Aadhaar PAN linking late fee payment procedure, and what is Section 234F late fee, which is applicable on non-filing of income tax returns. Let us look at the issues faced during filing ITR. The first issue is that there is a pre-filled name mismatch error while filing income tax return. In case you're facing such an issue, you are requested to go to your dashboard, go to e-file income tax return and file income tax return. You will see that there are two tabs which will open. One is that you've already saved a draft of income tax return and you can continue with the filing by clicking on resume filing. Or you may decide to file a fresh income tax return by clicking on Start New Filing. If you are facing a pre-filled mismatch error, you are advised to start new filing in the online mode. In case you are using the offline functionality for the purpose of filing your income tax return, you are advised to import the latest pre-filled JSON from e-file tab on the portal for filing income tax return in the offline mode. The second issue could be that you want to opt in for the new tax regime, and how should you do that? In case you've already opted for the new tax regime in the previous financial year and you had filed your Form 10IE and you want to continue in the new tax regime for the current assessment year as well, you're not required to file Form 10IE again. All that you're required to do is to mention the last year's filed Form 10IE acknowledgement number and the date of filing while filing the income tax return for the current assessment year. However, if you're opting for the new tax regime for the first time in the current assessment year, then you're required to file Form 10IE. Let us look at step by step how do we file Form 10IE. In order to file Form 10IE, post login you can go on e-file tab and then reach to income tax forms. Click on File Income Tax Forms. As you reach File Income Tax Forms page, you are required to select the table Persons with Business or Professional Income, and in this section you can choose Determination of Tax in Certain Special Cases Form 10IE and click on File Now. Once you click on File Now, an application for exercise or withdrawal of option under Section 115 BAC of the Income Tax Act will open, that is Form 10IE. You may select the relevant assessment year from which you want to start paying taxes in the new tax regime and then click on Continue button. You are required to provide the details of the assessing officer, basic information which includes the name, PAN and address details, any additional information if required, and then verify the information. You can click on the Preview button and then submit the form. After verification, an acknowledgement number will be generated. You are required to enter the acknowledgement number while selecting the new tax regime in filing your income tax return. However, if you had already opted for the new tax regime last year, and if you wish to opt out of the new tax regime, you are again required to file Form 10IE this year, and now you are required to mention the file Form 10IE acknowledgement number and date of filing as you are filing your income tax return. Again, you are required to go to e-file tab, reach income tax forms and click on File Income Tax Forms. Again, you can select Form 10IE and click on File Now. In order to withdraw from the scheme also, you will have to choose the assessment year and then click on continue button. You can again provide the details, give the basic information and additional information, and post verification. An acknowledgement number will be generated whereby you can withdraw from the new tax regime while filing the income tax return. Another query which is regularly received from the taxpayers is that my income details which are pre-filled in the income tax return are not matching with Form 26AS or Form 16. Ideally, your income should be as per your 26AS only. It may be checked from Form 26AS. So as you go to your Form 26AS, you will see what is the total amount which has been paid or credited in your account. Ideally, the same should be pre-filled in your income tax return under the relevant source. In case the same is not so, if your income details are not updated or pre-filled in your income tax return, you are advised to again download the latest pre-filled JSON. In case you already have a saved draft of your income tax return, you can go to dashboard, then click e-file, go to income tax return and file income tax return. In case there is already a saved draft, you may discard that and start a new filing. Now you are required to again check that the pre-filled income details are correctly filled. If not, you may also check the type of ITR which has been selected by you, because your pre-filled income details depend on the type of ITR which has been selected by you. Let us now move to next issue, which is where I have paid self-assessment tax, but the same is not reflecting in the pre-filled TDS details. If you have paid self-assessment tax on the NSDL portal, then as per normal process, the pre-filling of information in your income tax return requires T+3 days of time. However, in case you wish to add the information immediately, you can go manually and click on Add Details link on the Advanced Tax and Self-Assessment Tax payment details under Scheduled Taxes Paid. Once you add the details, you are required to add the details of the challan, which is the BSR code, serial number of the challan, and the date of deposit. You may add the amount and then click on Add. Once you add the details, it will be added in your income tax return and it will be reflected there. However, you may also choose to pay your self-assessment tax on the e-filing portal, where the payment gets updated on the real-time basis in your income tax return. Let us now move to the category 2 of issues, which is like how to respond to a prima facie adjustment notice. If you have received a prima facie adjustment notice, you would be getting an intimation on SMS as well as on your email ID. You are required to log into the e-filing portal and then go to Pending Actions tab. In the Pending Actions tab, you can click on e-Proceedings. In the e-Proceedings section, you will see that there is a notice for your action. You can go and click on View Notices. Once you view the notice, you will see the document identification number and the kind of adjustment that has been proposed for this particular income tax return. You can go through the notice or the letter PDF and then start submitting the response. For example, in case there is a notice with respect to disallowance of the loss claimed, the reason is provided that the disallowance of loss claimed as the ITR of the previous year for which the set-off of loss was claimed was furnished beyond the due date. On clicking the variance, the details of the variance will be displayed. You can go through the variance details and then provide the response for the particular variance. Select the relevant response from the drop-down and then click Save after responding to each prima facie adjustment. Once all the responses have been provided, you can click on the Back button. On clicking Back, you will be taken back to the details of prima facie adjustment found by CPC. After responding to each variance, the responses will be saved. You can now click on Continue button. You can select the declaration checkbox and then click on Continue. Post verification, a success message will be displayed along with the transaction ID. You are advised to keep a note of the transaction ID for future reference. You will also receive a confirmation message on your email ID registered on the e-filing portal. what is Section 234F late payment fee and in what situations it is charged. As per Section 234F of the Income Tax Act, where a person is mandatorily required to furnish the return of income and he or she fails to do so by the due date, then late fee is attracted under Section 234F. In this case, if your total income is more than rupees 5 lakhs and the return is filed after 31st of July till 31st of December, the late fee will be rupees 5,000. However, if the return is filed after 31st of December and up to 31st of March, the late fee will be rupees 10,000. If your income is less than rupees 5 lakhs, in this particular case, the amount of late fee shall not exceed rupees 1,000. Please note that if the total income does not exceed rupees 2.5 lakhs, no late filing fee is applicable. Another issue which is commonly raised is what is the Aadhaar PAN linking payment procedure. On Aadhaar PAN linking, you may refer to the video, the link of which is provided in the description. In case you want to raise a condonation request on the portal for e-verification after 30 days or 120 days of filing your return, you may refer to the video on service request. The link for the video has been provided in the description. For more details, you can reach us on the helpline numbers or visit our website www.incometax.gov.in.